All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've been grinding away online, feeling like you're doing absolutely everything right, but you're still making zero sustainable income, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're breaking down the core concepts of the income stack blueprint, and we're going to figure out exactly where the disconnect is.
Look, we need to start by addressing the real frustrating problem here. You post content for a while, totally hoping it magically turns into sales, but it doesn't. You build an email list, but then you're staring at a blank screen because you have nothing worth sending to it. You join an affiliate program, drop some links, and then you're just left wondering why absolutely none of it converts. You're following all the standard hustle harder advice, so why isn't it paying off?
The reason you're earning nothing is actually pretty simple. You don't have a system. What you have is a disconnected pile of 3 separate side hustles instead of one connected loop. Think about it. Content without an email list, that's just attention you don't actually own. An email list without an offer, that's a dead asset. And an affiliate link without traffic is literally just a URL sitting in your bio gathering dust. Every single one of these pieces works on its own, sure, but none of them work alone.
So let's fix that. Here is the income stack framework, from hustle to system.
Now, this stack must happen in this exact order if you want it to compound. Step 1, content earns the attention. Step 2, email owns the relationship. And step 3, affiliate offers turn that relationship into income. Skipping a layer or trying to build them out of order is the single biggest reason why most people fail. I mean, trying to monetize with an affiliate link before you've actually built the list, that is exactly why your links aren't converting. People buy from people they trust, and trust, that's built in the inbox.
Let's break these down, starting with layer 1, content, the attention layer.
The crucial takeaway here is focus. You need just one platform and one repeatable format, and every single piece of that content needs to point directly toward a lead magnet. Seriously, you do not need to spread yourself thin across 5 different platforms. Just pick one deliberately. And the magic word here is repeatability. If your content strategy relies on you waking up with a burst of creative genius every single morning, your system is incredibly fragile. You need to build a format you can produce without constantly reinventing the wheel, and use that format to point strangers toward layer 2.
Which brings us to layer 2, email, also known as the ownership layer.
You have to understand the severe difference between rented attention and owned attention. When you're on a social platform, algorithms rule everything. That attention is rented. If the algorithm changes tomorrow or your niche stops trending, you're literally starting from zero. But an email subscriber, that is an asset you actually own. You control when they hear from you, what they see, and exactly what order they see it in.
But to earn that owned attention, your lead magnet has to be incredibly specific. It must solve one very narrow problem completely, rather than trying to solve a massive problem only partially. Let's be real. Nobody is handing over their email address for a vague promise like, join my weekly newsletter, anymore. They want immediate utility. A quick guide titled 5 email subject lines that get opened will outconvert the complete guide to email marketing every single time. Why? Because it's a hyper-specific promise that the reader can consume and use in 5 minutes.
Okay, so once they hand over that email, you have to tag them immediately. You tag by how they arrived, their engagement level, and their customer status. Honestly, this is the step most beginners skip entirely, and it kills their conversions. If someone downloads a lead magnet about topic A, they absolutely shouldn't be getting the exact same generic welcome sequence as someone who downloaded a completely different lead magnet about topic B, right?
So the structural rule you just have to copy and paste into your business is this: tag them on entry, drop them into an automated welcome sequence based on that exact tag, and then eventually pitch an offer based on that sequence. That sequence is doing the heavy lifting for you, building familiarity over a few days, sharing your unique perspective, and naturally introducing an offer as a helpful recommendation, not some aggressive hard pitch. The days of the generic email blast are over.
Now for the fun part. Layer 3, affiliate monetization, the income layer.
When you're picking your offers, you want to ruthlessly prioritize recurring commissions over one-time commissions. Why? Because recurring income actually stacks month over month. That's how you build true passive income. One-time commissions are awesome for a quick hit of dopamine, but your income resets back to absolute zero on the first of the next month unless you hustle to find brand new buyers. With recurring models like software subscriptions or paid communities, a customer you referred once can literally keep paying you for years.
But before you ever recommend a single thing to that hard-earned email list, it has to pass a strict 3-filter test. This ensures you're genuinely recommending, not just blindly selling out. First filter, would you recommend this even if you weren't getting a dime in commission? Second, does it genuinely solve the exact problem your list has? And third, is the payout structure totally transparent? Look, promoting garbage just to make a quick buck is the fastest possible way to burn all that trust you just spent weeks building. We've all immediately unsubscribed from someone who pulled that trick, so don't be that person.
All right, let's ground this. Case study, the automated loop in action.
This autopilot cadence operates on a really strict, beautiful timeline. You publish the content, the system tags the new subscriber, it welcomes them over a 5 to 7 day period, it promotes to them, and then it tracks your commission. It's completely hands-off. When a stranger sees your post on day 1, they're automatically ushered through this perfectly tailored experience that educates them and eventually presents a highly relevant offer.
And here is the absolute beauty of this connected loop. Your only manual job each week is producing the content. That's it. Everything downstream of that happens entirely on its own. You're not manually emailing every new subscriber. You're not sitting there tracking clicks in a spreadsheet. You build a structure of this system exactly once, and your only recurring task is just feeding the top of that funnel with your chosen repeatable content format.
Once that's humming, we look at growth, scaling the stack, depth before width. The contrarian secret here is depth before width. Add a second content channel or a second offer to your existing list way before you ever try to build a second list from scratch. Once your first content channel is reliably feeding your email list every week, then you can add a second channel, like paid ads or a podcast, to feed that exact same list. Or you can add a second offer for a different segment of your current subscribers. Scale what's already working. Don't dilute your focus and burn yourself out by starting over.
So, how do we get this going? Your 30-day quick start.
In just 4 weeks, you can methodically move from building your foundation all the way to publishing and monetizing. Week 1 is simply choosing your one platform and creating that super narrow lead magnet. Week 2 is all about getting your landing page live and setting up those basic entry tags. Week 3, you find that perfect recurring affiliate offer and write your automated emails. And week 4, that's just about reviewing the data, finding where people might be dropping off, and tightening up that weak link.
Now, this entire system, every detail we just talked about, is fully mapped out in the Income Stack Blueprint. That includes the full email sequence templates and a seriously amazing bonus AI prompt library to drastically speed up your whole production process. The prompts in there are basically your cheat codes, like a lead magnet idea generator to make sure your promise is narrow enough, or a promo email writer to guarantee your sequence actually sounds like a genuine, helpful recommendation instead of a high-pressure used car pitch.
The bottom line is this. You build the loop once, and then you let it run. So, I have to ask you, are you going to keep burning yourself out running 3 separate, disconnected hustles? Or are you finally ready to connect the dots and build one actual system? Put them in the right order, and they do the heavy lifting for you. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I highly recommend grabbing this blueprint to finally transform how you build your online income.